Good morning. Not morning anymore. It's well into the afternoon. Hello, people. Hello. I'm still waking up, but I thought I'd come in and say hi for a few minutes at least. Let you guys know how I'm doing. So, yeah. So I seem to be improving a little bit, which is a good thing. I tried eating last night. A little too much / too heavy of food, and that didn't sit so well in my belly. But I think I'm on the mend, which is really good. Blockages take a lot of energy. But it's still like my belly is still pretty slow and everything, and it's still like not digesting food well at all. But at least I can eat without vomiting for the most part if I keep it simple. I ate Burger King last night. That was not simple. But I was kind of doing that on purpose to test it, to see if I was improving or if I wasn't improving. So it does appear that I am improving, which is great. I'm feeling a lot better. The pain's not so bad all the time. We're nearing more of a baseline pain than the acute pain that I was in. I'm also on the hunt for my cat. He has disappeared. First again. Whoop whoop. Snitch, come here, buddy. My cat went somewhere to sleep, and I'm assuming it's the sewing room, but I don't know. So, but yeah, we're on the mend a little bit. I've been able to keep fluid down pretty okay so long as I don't chug it, which I did at bed last night, and say one favorite word. I don't know what you mean. But the problem is with me is I have reflux really bad. So if I eat and then drink on top of a very full stomach, I reflux. What's my favorite word? Conundrum and requiem. Those are my two favorite words. Requiem is my top favorite, I would say, but conundrum and requiem. But but yeah, I'm feeling a bit better. Undertale is your favorite word? You're weird. What did you do to him this morning that made him so daddy? What did you do?
Very, very, very little.
This morning?
Well, this morning started out with throwing a diaper in his face. And then I went onto the internet and I found posts, things that something took over and was like, oh, I should send this to daddy.
Whoops. Well, I figured he was kind of nearing that point anyway, you know. Can you check the sewing room and see if my cat is in there?
I don't know if he was nearing that point at all in any way, but
I could kind of sense it a little bit, but he was possibly going that way soon. Not necessarily today, but soon.
All I know is that
The post
falling asleep while being held, which doesn't happen often with him, especially, made me very little throughout the night.
I know, he came in to put my binky in. I was like half awake. He's like, "Where's your binky?" I'm like fishing around the bed, and I grab it by the. I had the handle on my thumb, and I just went like this and held it up to him, and he like pops it in my mouth. Oh, you guys like my bruise that a week later is still pretty epic? I mean, it's faded a lot between yesterday and today. This was where they put the IV in, right at the top of that, and or.
No cat in his room or your side.
Snitch, where the fuck are you? Is he at the window?
Nope.
Is he by the table?
Nope.
Where's my cat?
You're Where is your cat?
I don't know. Oh, he was in my room.
He wasn't on your bed.
Oh, well, he wasn't on my bed. Doesn't mean he wasn't in my room.
Why?
He's like, you called? I am feeling a lot better. We're not full. We're not 100% yet, but we're probably at about 50 to 60% better. Unless the cat steps on my belly, then we have a problem. Now I'm dealing with I can eat, but it causes a lot of reflux. And I reflux anyway, especially at night. I have to kind of like fall asleep on my left side, which is the opposite side that I actually like to sleep on. But last night I slept late on my left side for quite a while, rolled over to my right side to fall asleep, and I woke up a little while later with just like reflux coming out my nose, which was disgusting and made it really hard to get back to sleep because I smelled puke. So it was a rough night for me, but I'm doing a lot better as far as like the pain is not bad unless I eat. I have to sneeze. Sorry, Stitch. One thing I do need to do is get PJs, or at least pants that are warm, like PJ pants. That is something I'm greatly lacking. But yeah, I'm doing a lot better. I went out 2 days in a row, actually. Friday, or no, not 2 days in a row. Wait, yes, today is Sunday. So we went out Friday and did grocery shopping. I got a lot of foods that are easy on my gut. And then yesterday we did the non-food shopping and such. Cat food. We got cat food for him.
We ended up doing a little food shopping.
Very little. We did a very little food shopping. But our goal yesterday was to get some socks for me because while I have some socks, I have very few socks. And I haven't bought new socks in probably 2 or 3 years.
I have so many socks.
I don't wear socks except for in the winter. I really don't. I hate them with a very vibrant passion. The only purpose is to keep my feet warm and dry in the winter. But I do not wear socks. I don't wear sneakers unless it's wintertime anyway. But or if I can't find my sandals, or if you puked on my shoe. I have a pair of slip-on canvas shoes that I bought at Walmart, and he barfed on one, and I still haven't washed it. I really need to get your thing made. By Christmas. It'll be made by Christmas. Once I get through these orders, I'm considering taking a small, like, maybe week break to get, like, all of the sewing done I need to do for Christmas and stuff. And then I can go back to sewing orders.
Get the orders you have done now.
Yeah, no. Hi, Yuki. But yeah, fitting my sewing in is really hard to do when I have this many orders, and I am so thankful for the orders. Don't get me wrong. If you leave that out, I might be able to get that off. Do you have nail polish remover?
Andrew stole it.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll have him pick up some Goo Gone.
So much static.
I hate stuff that causes static, but oh well. I may have all the dryer balls in my laundry because Andrew decided dryer balls instead of regular thingamabobby, and I found one, but it was late at night and I was not about to go searching for them. So you only had one in your laundry. But I'm doing a lot better, Yuki. Doing a lot better. Apparently my legs don't work too well right now. Yesterday they were horrible. We'll see how they are today. Oh, I found out an interesting fact. You know how like us ABs, sometimes we crawl, and it's very painful. And I found out why it's not painful for children to crawl. And it's because until they are 4 years old, they don't actually have kneecaps.
You didn't know that?
No. I didn't know. Well, I didn't know until I thought they developed when they started walking.
Nope.
But they don't develop till they're like 4.
Yep.
It's just cartilage. And I did not know that. Yeah. Oh, we're back to the love session. Yuki says hi. Zelia's over there folding laundry. We went and got her winter clothes out.
Yeah, jackets!
But We are all getting our winter clothes out because fall has hit.
So funky.
They do.
No, they don't anymore.
Oh.
But they did.
Oh no, they did when I pulled them out of the wash. When I put them in the dryer, they smelled pretty funky.
Well, they don't smell.
It's partly dog scent from so many years, and being wet. It's kind of like wet dog.
It doesn't smell funky.
Going to the movies soon. So Zelly just found out, and I'm so mad we didn't know this earlier, that fucking Hugh Jackman is in Kansas City doing songs from Les Miserables and fucking Greatest Showman today. Like, she should not have told me that, because I've been like dying to watch Greatest Showman because it's on. We only have it on Cinemax on Amazon for another 2 days. And Andrew's always home. I mean, he's not home right now, but it's not really the time I want to sit and watch The Greatest Showman or Les Miserables right now. Those are pretty intense movies that you have to pay attention to. And I'm just not at that point right at this moment. But going to see Joker.
Andrew has too many jackets.
No. Those aren't really jackets, though. Those are shirts that he wears. Andrew has too many clothes. He literally has a room full of clothing. Full of clothing. I have barely anything. I don't have much clothing.
Yeah, but you're super particular. Yeah. Like, he wants me to get more clothes, and I have no qualms against that.
What's on your ear?
I'm not that particular.
I am very picky. Tell Zelly I said hello. Have you had any snow? No. We will probably not have snow for quite a while.
I mean, Texas just got snow.
Texas did get snow, yes. But we rarely get, I mean, like when we get snow, it's a dusting and ice. We get
sleet.
We get a lot of ice, but we don't really get snow as much. We get a lot of sleet and a lot of ice, but we do not get much snow. Like, okay, I'm used to New York where we're getting a foot dumped on us every day, and here it's like a foot all winter long. It's so different.
It's beginning to look a lot like fuck this.
Yeah.
I don't like the cold.
Yeah, if we ever move, we'd have to move farther south because I can't go back north. I cannot handle the winters in up north because holy shit.
If we ever move to, like, if Andrew ever is going to actually sit down and like find a different job.
Tennessee. We can move to Tennessee.
See, no, I'm gonna be like, look international.
No, because then I'll never see my mother, and you'll never see your mother. And
no, see, here's the thing. My mother would love an excuse to come visit.
True, but I don't want to live overseas.
I do.
Okay.
Healthcare.
So long as it's not Australia, because the NH.
No, not happening.
No, not
happening. I am not going to live in Australia. There are too many giant ass spiders. It's not happening.
I wouldn't mind like England area.
I'm talking about
Europe. Yeah, Europe.
When I say international, I'm saying Japan or Europe.
Or New Zealand. We can go to New Zealand. New Zealand is fucking by Australia.
It gets tangled up with Europe all the time, so does Australia.
Well, yeah, because they're under the same government, you know. But they still are under the Queen. 13th Doctor is an actual doctor. Wait. Oh yeah. I want to watch Doctor Who.
Like, it makes me laugh the amount of people who are like super fucking surprised when an actor is actually smart.
Yeah. Oh, the actress is an actual doctor.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. I'm like, I don't remember her actually being a doctor. Yeah, she is very smart. Well, that's the thing. Like, a lot of the actresses and actors are very smart. Like, freaking Keanu Reeves is really smart too, and he's really awesome. And I like worship the ground he walks on because he's an amazing human being. He's really cool. Denver Metro just had snow. Yeah, I watched a vlogger family, and they live in Colorado Springs, and they just got quite a bit of snow. Montana has snow. Andrew's parents had snow.
I'm not happy about it.
Yeah. Well, they want to do the snowbird thing because Montana winters are like
Bullshit.
6 months long. No, they're pretty solid from about October through, I want to say, March. They're pretty damn solid. Wait, November, December, January, February, March, 5 months. Um, it's ridiculous there. So their plan is once the house is sold and everything, they want to buy an RV or a fifth wheel. They want to buy a fifth wheel and travel to the south because Andrew's dad, he has his own drone flying business. So he does a lot of, he can do anything out of state and whatnot if they have a fifth wheel of some sort. Which they'll have to save up for because it sounds like they're selling the house for a lot less than they actually were wanting to.
Because it's in a really shitty location.
The house is on a hill. There is no flat backyard except for like 5 feet of it. The driveway is a hill. It's horrible. And like
only certain cars can get up it.
Yeah.
If you don't have that type of car, you have to go at a ridiculous angle to do it.
Yep. Okay, he is obsessed with licking fabrics like that. He licks my fucking shower curtain. He licks the waterproof sheet that's POL and hanging over my bed. It's so funny. He seeks it out. He's like, I'm gonna just sit here and lick this. He's a weird cat. Yes. That's another. He's like, did you get yummy coffee? And I'm like, yes, but I have to drink it so slow right now that by the time I'm done with it, it's fucking cold. His. Now, some of those he never wears. Like, he never wears that green one or that red one for that matter. But I'm still missing a couple of winter things. Like I'm missing a pair of pants, which it might be in my other box. I thought this box was not clothing, but it might be clothing. And I'm missing my dragon onesie that I made, which I actually kind of need to take that one in possibly. I need to make a pair of jeans that are my style of jeans to not hurt my belly. Yes, he has been like all over me all night long. It's so cute. I was watching Star Trek and Kitty was like, I was curled up on my left side watching Star Trek. He comes and he like buries his head between the pillow and my neck and is just snoring. Unlike you, you're an awful human.
Hey.
Why are you an awful human?
Snitch.
Don't eat my cat. You guys. You betray my Portuguese trust.
Oh, he's fine.
No, he has no problem being, he wants to play really bad. But also snuggles. I would not mind the snow and the cold if I was not allergic to them. Like, God, it's been my whole life I've been allergic to the snow and the cold, and it sucks, and he's following you. And it drives me nuts that I can't enjoy it. I would love to be able to sled and ski, but well, number one, I can't now, but
you could sled.
I could sled.
Like what?
But I just break out into hives so bad in the snow and the cold. I can only be outside for like 5 minutes before I have to be done. So, also, Zelly put Daddy in daddy mode really hardcore. He actually came in and checked on me this morning. Like, he doesn't do that almost ever. Well, number one, he's also gone to work by like 7 a.m. So I'm not usually, I don't stir at that point at all. But he came in not long before my alarm went off to take meds, which I still haven't done. But yeah. So I'm happy to be doing better. I think tomorrow I should be able to do some sewing. Maybe not full blown sew, but maybe sew a little bit. We'll see. I gotta clean up that sewing room. I gotta get this orders out. I printed the shipping label for one of them a while ago. By the way, this part of my hair drives me nuts. It's down right now because I did not comb it appropriately before it was dry, so it's like hanging down. But this part of my hair has got to be trained. As my hair gets longer, it's going to be trained to go back. Like as soon as it's long enough for a ponytail, it's going to be going back. Ow, I just put my, it's going to be going back a bit. But we'll see. If I don't end up liking this haircut, I grow it out and do just a normal crew cut. I like the length up here a little bit because I can still play with it. I have to be able to play with my hair because that's like one of my calming mechanisms is twirling my hair. But this person that cuts my hair is not real great at it. So I think from now on, I don't know, I might find somewhere else. But she didn't, I have a cowlick really bad, and I think it's about time to cut that cowlick out. Like just move the hair up a little, I don't know. I'm not a hairdresser, but I have a really bad cowlick in the back, and it just sticks straight up, like straight the fuck up when I don't comb it down. And I have to comb it forward, or it just goes bloop. I don't know. Anyway. Oh, but I'm happy that I am on the mend because I wasn't. Ugh. When it comes to like gut stuff, it's the worst for me because like my guts are so messed up, and when they slow down, it's even worse. Like it wasn't completely stopped. It wasn't completely blocked. I don't even think it was actually blocked. I think it was an ileus, and that's where like the bowel paralyzes a bit. It's cold out there, you know that, right? It's 68.
Let's cool down a little bit.
But yeah, I'm happy to be doing better. See you later, Yuki. I don't like being sick. I don't like not being productive and able. Would you not whistle at my bird, please? Wow. But oh, it's cold. You're just hot because you're running around.
Probably.
That's cold, Dummy. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, he really wants to go outside. Was that you or me? You. It was you. But anyway, nothing crazy's going on today. We're just kind of hanging for a while. I don't even think we have anything to do. So we're just hanging. As much as I kind of really want to go to the game store and look around, but we don't really have money for games, which is mildly sad. So I'd like to like look and find a fun game, like a board game that actually takes some time to do and whatnot.
So there's this picture in the sticker pack.
Kitty, kitty, kitty.
So you see the little wand that she's using in the picture? Little wand with the heart shape. I got one of those as a small child. It was in a shape like that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I legit, apparently, like, I was like 4 or 5
Now
years
you
old.
need to open the blind because he sees the open window and he will get in.
I was like 4 or 5 years.
Snitch!
I was like 4 or 5 years old at the time, so I don't have very good memory of this incident. However, my mother to this day tells me how I got legitimately mad and broke the stick because it wasn't blowing bubbles in that shape.
Wait, what diaper is that? Because that is absolutely adorable. Sleepy Baby Stretchies. Who are those from?
Like, I like legit threw an entire tantrum because the bubble bomb lied to me.
I want those diapers. They're really cute. They're not takeables. They're not the new takeables. And I'm trying to figure out who they are. What diaper is that? Wait, where is this diaper coming in? What diaper is that? I must know. It's really cute. What diaper is it? Come on, tell me. The little squirt. Is it a Rears? Is it a Rears diaper? Let's find out. It might be. It looks like Rears.com. Rears is just pumping out the products. Oh my, they now make washable sanitary pads. Okay. New products.
I know how to use calligraphy. That pen.
Huh. I don't see it on there. I don't know who it's from. I'm waiting for Cushy Tushies. I need to order some samples from them because I need to see if I still fit in the extra large. Cushy Tushies changed, and now I don't know the website's name. Apparently, I need to go to Facebook and follow. See what it is. Hi, kitty, kitty. Ow. So it still kind of makes me, it's still kind of funny to me. So I grew up in church, right? And now that the church I was in, all the kids are growing up and everything, and it's interesting to see the split. Some of them stay with it. Others like completely go the opposite. And the ones that are going the opposite are the ones I expected would stay. And like one of these kids who was like, his family was super religious and whatnot. He's like, they climbed a mountain with a friend, and he's like, yeah, legend has it that the mountain was higher than our beer count. And I'm like, you are not a person I ever thought I would hear that out of their mouth. I mean, granted, I'm happy when I see anybody from that church change because it was a cult. It was a horrible church. It was not a typical church these days, but well, I guess it might be, but it's just interesting to me because like last time I saw all these people, it was only when we were like young and crazy. Now seeing them, like they pop up on my Facebook and I'm like, the fuck? Seeing them all grow up and shit is nuts. Okay, I have yet to find Cushy Tushies on here. Right? It's on Twitter, isn't it? I think I follow them on Twitter. Just go home. I haven't looked at Twitter in forever. Oh, I need to check on messages from DT.
That would not go well.
What?
Your Halloween costume is sexy, plus the last thing you Google search.
What's the last thing you Google searched?
I'm not saying it while you're on stream.
Yeah. That's just wrong. That's not. Oh, I have 3 messages. Good, good. I feel bad. I haven't responded to him in a few days.
Hi, buddy.
I'll have to go read those later. They're too long to just sit here and read. All right, let's check Etsy while I'm at it because I haven't checked it today. Etsy has an app, which is really handy for me.
Remind me. Flitwit told me I got 112% on his exam. Harry, how is that even possible? Ron, what did you do? Write your own questions and answer them? Remind me. Ron, oh my God, you did, didn't you?
I have to go see if I did Kashita, she's not taking me down. Was my phone just being stupid? Wow, they really did redo their website.
Oh, there's a false storm that may bring snow to the Wasatch Front Valley floors in Utah.
Yeah, it's the Western country.
You want to know something funny?
What?
My dad moved to Utah. It snowed in October. Okay. It had never snowed in October for like an entire decade until my dad moved in. It hasn't happened since until this year.
They have snow already, or they might have snow.
They might have it. They've had it up in the mountains, of course, but not on the Wasatch Valley floor.
That was driving me crazy. I need to know what that diaper is from because it's cute.
Did you know that technically blinker fluid does exist?
No, it doesn't.
It does?
No.
Yes, it does.
No.
Yes. Yes, it does. It's just called eye drops.
Oh, goodness.
Technically. Has nothing to do with cars.
Yeah.
But it technically exists.
I need to know what diaper that is. I must know. Okay, I don't get the whole onesies down under design with their straps of their overalls hanging out like that. I don't think that looks very good. That's a cute onesie. I need to get more onesies down under stuff. They're good. They have a Dyna World one. I want it. I have to find it and show it to Daddy. Thank you.
I like how the cat's like, what did you want to show me?
You're not Daddy. Just so you know, Snitch, you are not Daddy. I'm not looking at cricket postings because ow! Okay, you gotta not push my legs apart so much, please. It's called Space Divers. Need this onesie. There we go. Not you, Daddy. What?
Apparently, Holly Mullen and the Secret Covenant are supposed to be really fucking good. Especially if you like it.
Hello, Paul. We're just kind of hanging. We're not really doing a ton right now. We're just hanging and looking at like onesies and stuff because onesies are awesome.
She's looking at onesies. I'm looking up books.
I'm looking at Instagram right now, so. And fighting reflux at the moment. Check out our newly designed site, ctdiapers.com. Okay, that's why it changed. My phone didn't take me to that one because phone is stupid. Oh, look at the new Funko Pop of Harry. Like it. I like it. I'm doing better than I was last time I streamed, that's for sure. I said I need this onesie, and he says, I will decide what you do and do not need. Little squirt. He always calls me squirt. Ugh. He is like full blown.
Really inappropriate comment right now, but for the sake of your stream, I'm not going to. No, Victor was. They don't know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Oh yeah, really? What am I talking about? But see, no, here's the thing. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know what.
What this Halloween is gonna consist of?
Snitch!
Harley Quinn, Pennywise, and Joker.
Snitch! Come on, dude! Sorry, he's on my lap and he's trying to spread my legs apart so he can sit in this nice little crook, and it hurts. He is all fluffed. Look at him. He's got all the fur fluffed. He's a little chilly. Ugh. Actually, if I were to do Halloween, well, I have my stuff for Halloween this year pretty much. I'm just going to wear my toothless stuff on Halloween.
I mean, we're not really doing anything.
No,
We'll have a bowl of candy just in case people like trick-or-treating.
Rarely do we get trick-or-treaters here. Apartment complexes don't typically get trick-or-treaters.
But, for the sake of...
Snitch! Move! You know what I still have? All those little activity packets that we bought last year.
Well, I mean, we did hand out a few.
Yeah. I've been sending them so with packages I know are like people who are either AB or like people who order My Little Pony stuff. Like I'll send those out with that.
For those of you who didn't watch it last Halloween, I had the brilliant idea of getting activity packs along with candy.
Yeah.
And then I would allow the children who came up to our door to pick, and I put up a little sign that we had non-candy options.
Yeah.
For the kids who didn't want to have more candy, for kids with allergies or dietary restrictions.
And a lot of the kids actually chose the activity packet.
Yeah, it was really surprising.
Yeah. And it was a lot of the older ones too.
Yeah, there was a couple of 13, 14-year-olds who were like, hell yeah, My Little Pony!
Yeah. It was funny. Yeah, I mostly have Hatchimals and Paw Patrol left. But we bought 3 different ones. We bought a kind of gender neutral one with Hatchimals were kind of gender neutral, and a boy one and a My Little Pony, which in all actuality, kids of those ages all don't care. Yeah. But we bought a few popular ones, A
lot of the parents were really appreciative.
Yeah.
It was really fun, and it was an option for the kids. There was a couple of parents who looked at their kids with the biggest eyes when they grabbed the activity pack. But when children are presented with options and already have the candy option in their bag, there is always a really high likelihood that they're like, sure, I'll take an activity pack.
Yeah, because not many people offer that. Not many people think outside the box for that. But because we've grown up with people who are not neurotypical and such, we know that having a non-candy option for especially those types of kids is really good. Because a lot of the kids don't necessarily like candy or can't have candy.
Or just don't want to have that much candy.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people discredit children, especially when they're about 5 to 6 years old, that thinking that they don't really understand how much candy they have.
Yeah.
But in reality, when they are presented with that much candy in a bag, and then are presented with a non-candy option, a lot of the time they'll go with the non-candy because their brain understands. Well, they don't understand the exact quantity of candy they have. They understand they have a fuckload of candy.
Yeah. My cat disappeared into the corner because I kicked him out. Yeah. Well, pretty soon. I keep saying this. I know this, but I'm really going to be working on like my AB coloring book soon, and the only reason I haven't is because I cannot find my bamboo tablet. I don't know where it is. It has yet to surface in the art stuff, but and it's really hard to work on line art and stuff when you have just a mouse. It's just way harder to do. I would like at some point to just get a like $100 tablet from like Wacom or Helion, something cheap to work on that type of thing with. But
so you know Dr. Doolittle, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're making a new Doolittle, and it's Robert Downey Jr. Yes.
Really?
Yes.
I don't see that.
Yes. They're like doing the whole like Maleficent kind of thing.
Huh?
They're turning it into like a more adult, like a Maleficent.
Oh yeah.
And it's gonna be really cool.
I never watched much Dr. Dolittle.
Neither did I. However, the premise was really fucking cool.
Yeah.
And the Dr. Dolittle movie was really awesome.
I think I watched like half of it. I didn't really watch them. Of course, I was kind of past that at that age when they came out. Not to mention that was considered magic in my household.
Fair. Sharks can smell blood. Dogs can smell drugs. But humans can't even smell themselves when they need deodorant.
You know that the shark smelling blood, like, who was it? What's his name? Oh, he's an ex-NASA person on YouTube, and he did an experiment with sharks smelling blood. And it actually took like quite a while. And they pumped about 1 liter of blood into the ocean in a specific area where sharks were typically at. And it took like over an hour for them to really just sense the blood and start paying attention to the blood. Once they did, they were like hitting the surfboard it was on and everything. But yeah. Hey, Kasha. Welcome in. We're just kind of hanging today. Zelly is home, so she's hanging with us too. She doesn't mind streaming with me. Andrew hates it. Andrew absolutely hates it. That's because he has to watch his mouth and his attitude. But he does not like the camera thing, typically.
Are you ready for this? While watching A Christmas Carol tonight, my attention was caught by Bob Cratchit's salary. He makes $15 bob a week. I got curious and looked into inflation and conversion to American money. And if A Christmas Carol happened this year, Bob Cratchit would be making $27,574 a year in American money. And if someone works 40 hours a week in the current federal minimum wage, they'll make $15,080. So Bob Cratchit, the epitome of poverty.
You mean the epitome?
But they probably meant to spell epitome because that's not what it says. And poverty makes $12,494 more than the minimum wage workers full time each year. And yet we have people saying minimum wage is fine and where it's at.
Yeah. No, minimum wage sucks.
I know, I was just like, that is like a really, really good way to get like really old people
to think about things like that.
Like, if you did the inflation, like it should be, like we all know it is, you would be making more than me.
Yeah, but you make above minimum wage.
I do, but like most people on minimum wage is just like, and you'll say,
Like, I know the minimum wage should be like $15 an hour.
Depending on your area.
Yes, depending on your area.
So I read this thing that was really cool for me. Where somebody was like, we shouldn't be making it a hard dollar amount. We should make the federal minimum wage 3% of the
what are you
of the
doing?
regional of the region's average rent. So, for example, if you lived in San Francisco, because of the average rent, for 3% of your income to go to just rent, you would have to make $67 an hour.
Wow.
In places like Billings, Montana, you only have to make $17 an hour.
That's nuts.
And that is for 3% of your wage.
When in actuality, like a full third of your rent goes to, or your wage goes to rent.
Yeah. When it's not supposed to. Like,
yeah.
All studies, like most studies show that for somebody to be living comfortably, the amount that should be going to rent is 3%.
Yeah.
Because that's not counting in utilities. It's rent.
Just rent.
And then you have to count in all the extra stuff that you have to buy.
Well, where in all actuality, almost on the low months of Andrew's income, half of his paycheck,
if not more.
No, he's not. Well, in the winter he might be like around $2,000 a year, but we pay just right around $1,000 a month for a 4-bedroom apartment, 4-bedroom townhome, and sometimes that's half of his paycheck. Now, granted, she brings in the money too, and I bring in very little, but she brings in.
Because of the debt he's already in,
yeah,
and because of other utilities we have to buy and things that are necessary, such as padding. We end up not actually having that much to spend.
We really
Luckily,
don't.
we are on the borderline of out of poverty.
Yeah.
That is luckily for
our household income is technically out of poverty. And he's actually technically out of poverty.
Yeah.
We were, before he got his raises and everything, we were still within poverty limits once I stopped working. And even when I was working, like we were making like God, like.
But we still have to. The thing is that when people are talking about like livable wages, most people are talking about living comfortably, not having to worry about a monthly meal plan unless you want to, not having to worry about if going to the movies once a week is going to be budget. Like that's what people are talking about. When I was growing up, what you were considered middle class, if you could go, let's go to the movies whenever they wanted to.
Yeah. Well, like I know growing up, it was interesting because I believe until much later and when Dad started his other job, we made like maximum of $40,000 a year for a 7-member household plus pets. And it was like, my mom had a $300 budget for 7 people for 2 weeks.
Yep.
And it's like, which we do like probably. It depends on the period, but a lot of times, we are probably spending close to $200 to $300 for 3 people.
Yeah, because of inflation.
Yeah.
My mom's budget used to be, because she would buy monthly.
Yeah.
And she would budget $300-$400 for 6 people to eat for a month.
Yeah. Well, and when you're cooking for a family, it's different than here. See, we've got a lot of dietary restrictions on my end. Andrew's picky as fuck.
Well, and he does have his diet.
And he does have some dietary issues, but he doesn't follow them. And it's like we couldn't. Like thinking about what my mom made, like she would make a massive crock pot full of refried beans, which we would all eat for a week.
Yeah.
Or we'd make soups that lasted. I mean, we had like this humongous pot that she would make soups in every week and things like that. So being able to do that,
we did a little bit more like daily stuff.
Yeah.
Because all of my siblings and I have always had a problem eating leftovers.
We didn't always just like. Often, what she would do is make a big pot of soup. We'd eat it for a night, maybe 2, and then we'd wait a couple more nights, and then we'd throw it in again. Yeah. We didn't eat them all every day, but refried beans was a favorite among my siblings. I hated them as a kid. Hated them. And so my mom would make them and we'd just eat it all week for lunch, because we loved it that much. And I hated it with a very strong passion for a very long time.
But
But
when it came to my family, we had to flip it up a lot of the times. My siblings and I, there was very few things that we would eat. We heated. A lot of us had texture issues.
Yeah.
Mine.
I was the only one in the household that had that issue.
Well, my older brother was autistic. My older sister had ADHD, which does come with usually some sensory issues.
Well, and if you look back,
and when you just let a child actually be a child, you'll find that most children have some sort of texture issue.
Which is really funny because when you think about it, I am the one on the spectrum. I am the one kid on the spectrum in our household, really. And I was the picky one. I mean, I would literally go to bed without dinner at nights because I refused to eat.
My mom wouldn't let that happen.
Well,
you didn't want what you want. You had to have a no thank you bite, and then you could go make yourself a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Well, we had that rule for certain things, like things that my mom knew from the time I was born I hated, like peas. Like she'd sometimes give me like 5 of them, 5 peas, and I would throw a royal fit. I mean, throw a fit over peas, crying, yelling, no, not going to eat them. And eventually I'd swallow them like a pill with water because I hated them that bad.
Yeah.
And like, she only made me do that for a little while until she's like, you know what? She's not going to like them. She hasn't since she was born. I'm not going to make her eat them. There were a few things that came about like that. And when we had beans, she often, like, for certain things, she would let me eat something else. But then there were things where I was just being a picky little kid where, like I hated chili growing up. I've always hated chili. And she would make me typically eat a very small amount before I would have rolls and things like that and other food. But like some things that we knew I liked and I was just throwing a fit about, those were the nights I had to go to bed without dinner. And my mom, unfortunately, she grew up in the generation she grew up from her mother's generation where you eat what you're given and that's that.
Yeah.
So we had that for quite a while where you eat what you're given.
The only reason my mom ever implemented the peanut butter and jelly was because my brother was diagnosed autistic and the doctor was just like, if that's what he will eat, get that food in that tummy.
And had we really known at the time that I was on the spectrum, but it wasn't as evident as a child. It really wasn't as evident until I started.
I don't even think as a child you would have ended up being labeled as autistic. You have a spectrum disorder that is about it.
But it's become more evident since they've pumped medications into my brain and things like that. My mom pretty much pinpoints the moment when my brain changed as when they gave me ketamine.
But yeah, I find it really funny.
Yeah, it's interesting. I grew up in a much more strict household, but then came the food allergies. Like we knew my sister Carissa was lactose intolerant from a very young age. She kind of grew out of it to some degree, but then we discovered I had milk allergy. My sister, only one of the kids in our family did not have a form of a milk allergy. And that changed up my mom's thinking a lot about food because she had to start making stuff with dairy and without dairy. And so that really started, that was when I was about 10 or 12 when she really started doing things differently because suddenly her kids had food allergies. Not suddenly, they were realized at that point that we had food allergies and she started changing, like no longer were we forced to eat a bunch of stuff we didn't like because, we already had such a restriction that she wasn't going to restrict it even further, so. And then I was diagnosed allergic to corn and chicken and apples. And I was like, well, fuck. That was not until I was 18, though, or 16.
Luckily for my mother, none of us ended up with any severe allergies. Yeah. All of us, however, are lactose intolerant. My little brother.
Well, a lot of humans are lactose intolerant. We are not meant to drink cow milk.
Oh, yeah. But what was really, really funny was that no one ever believed us when we told him he was lactose intolerant. I can do all the milk things. And then there was one day he decided to eat the entire pack of special Go-Gurts that our mom got us that day.
Oh no.
That had already expired.
Oh.
We kept telling him, Noah, those are expired. Don't eat
Which
them.
yogurt to some degree doesn't technically go bad.
Well, yeah,
but
he still wouldn't believe us. He was fine until the next morning.
Yep.
And then there was only one, at that time, there was only one bathroom in the house full of 6 people. The poor boy was in it the entire day.
Yeah.
And oh my God, the smell.
See, I'm still technically allergic to dairy, but I'm allergic to like the proteins in dairy more so, which is really funny. No, I'm not allergic. Whey proteins, milk, like the milk proteins. But I can still now. I'm very mildly allergic, and I can do things like yogurts and cheeses and some ice cream. I don't do much ice cream.
I do way more ice cream than I should.
And she smells so bad. Oh my God. But you know, it's
when you're lactose intolerant, you're just like, fuck it.
You could at least take the lactose pill stuff, that would help. And then you wouldn't have such a bad reaction. But anyway. I'm still semi-picky about certain things.
Semi-picky?
But I'm also, I have my things I won't eat. Like, I do not eat peppers and onions. I do not eat mushrooms. I do not eat peas. Like, those are my hardcore things I do not eat. I do have a lot of texture issues. Like, I cannot stand meatloaf. The texture of meatloaf is just bleh, and it makes me blah. But yes, they have a milk for people who are lactose intolerant, but we drink almond milk. All of us in the household drink almond milk. The only time we actually have actual dairy milk in our house is if we're making pudding, because you have to have the fats and the proteins from dairy.
And she's the only one who eats pudding.
And I'm the only one who eats pudding. Well, Andrew will. Andrew will, depending on the flavor. I have been drinking almond milk for well over a decade because I always hated drinking regular milk in the first place. So pretty much since my mom discovered we were allergic to dairy and we started making our own like almond milk, rice milk, soy milk, I have not had actual cow's milk since then, unless it's in pudding that I'm making. That is the only time I ever have actual milk, because I cannot stand the taste of it. And I barely stand the taste of it in pudding. But yeah, but pudding is a thing that I can eat really well, because it's nice and smooth and soft and my body likes it. But I still have pudding in there that I made almost a week ago. And the reason I haven't eaten it like crazy is because it has actual milk in it. Like buying the snack packs is one thing. Certain flavors like chocolate is really easy to eat with homemade pudding, or instant pudding for that matter. Vanilla, a little more, tastes a lot like the dairy. So I struggle a little bit with that. But I also just haven't been eating much at all in the last week at all. So, by the way, you broke this pen last night when you were trying to open it.
Oh no, that part was already broken.
Oh, okay. I mean, this pen is sucky anyway. I don't really care. But yeah, I've always been a weird eater. But things, but I have definitely opened up to some things growing up as I've grown up. But there's some hard, fast, no, I will not eat anything with that in it. Peppers and onions are my primary thing. I hate them. I like the flavor of like that an onion gives something when it's like onion powder and such. I cannot stand actual onions. They're way too slimy. And mushrooms I've always hated. Peas I've always hated. Which those are two things that a lot of people like mushrooms, but Andrew has mushroom allergy in his family. So he didn't grow up eating mushrooms because his dad was allergic to him. So he just doesn't eat them in the first place. And so that one's not a big deal. Peas, he doesn't really like peas either, so that one's not a big deal. Onion and pepper, he loves. I cannot stand them. So if we make anything, we kind of make those separate from the other stuff.
And I'm just over here like you've eliminated all of the meals.
No, you just have to make them differently.
Well, him and his cheese.
Oh yeah, he hates cheese. Unless it's on pizza.
Only certain types.
Only certain types. He hates cheddar. The only cheese he will actually willingly eat is mozzarella. And that's only on pizza. Or in pizza bites. Yeah, but that's still pizza. Only in pizza form. He is way, I feel like he's way more picky than me. I feel like, and he grew up kind of
being allowed to.
Yeah, he grew up being allowed to be picky. Although his mom's like, the cheese thing was not till he was an adult, because as a child, he gobbled up cheese. So that baffles her. But he's so picky. So picky. It's so hard to cook for Andrew. Like, that's why we typically leave dinners up to him to plan, because he is such a picky little motherfucker that if we decide we're going to make this, he'll come home and I'm not eating that, It's like, you gotta be kidding me, But, oh well, we deal with it. It's just not that easy. So yeah. No, I was saying what Jimmy was doing. He was like sticking his head in between the food dishes, just sticking his head there. It was weird. But yeah. Anyway, has anybody tried the new padding from Rears, the dinosaur one? Because I am dying to try it. I believe they don't have it in XL yet. It should be coming soon in XL. But I really need to order some samples from them. It's just that samples are so fucking expensive. It's $14 for 2 diapers. And I'm like, that is nuts. I don't understand why they charge so much for samples. Like, if they're including,
they have to take it
because they get sample packs. They get specific packs made as samples, and it's like, why is it so much more money to produce a sample than it is to produce a pack? Like, I don't.
The profit margin is lower.
But they would be much more likely to have people buy them if they had cheaper samples and they could test them out. And then, I like this diaper, I'm going to buy it. The only reason I haven't bought them yet is because, like, I want to try 2 or 3 of their diapers right now, and that's like $14 a pack. That's like almost the amount of a pack at that point.
Hi.
He just walked up to you and booped you with his cold nose. Hi, kitty. Hi, kitty, kitty. You just rub on everything? Come on. You can come up. I just don't want you on my legs. On my legs hurts. He wants me to get down on the floor and play with him. Right? Come on. Come here. Hi. Hello, baby. You're such a good boy. Although he's been trying to open up all of the bathroom cupboards.
Also back to that game.
Mm-hmm. No, he keeps getting out of his litter box, and as soon as he's out, he opens up the cupboards in my bathroom. It's weird. It's like he has to do it. You are weird about cupboards. Thankfully, he's not doing well. We don't have many downstairs cupboards as it is, but he does open the cupboard in the kitchen all the time. I swear, I almost every day get up and close that cupboard because he's opened it. He's gonna go lick your laundry hamper again.
Okay.
It's so weird. I don't like it. Like, he does it to the shower curtain, like the inside of the shower curtain. And I'm like, that's got like soap splashes and everything on there. I really don't want him licking that. He's weird. I have such a quirky little cat. I don't think I've ever had a cat quite as quirky as him. Like, Prudence and Rufus were a little bit quirky, but Snitch is just beyond quirky. You're a weirdo.
What happens when you're abused for the past 8 years of your life?
Yeah. He's doing so much better, though, now. Like, so much better. When I look at him now compared to, like, photos from when he first arrived, the difference is huge. The difference is massive. Like, you could just see how underweight he was. It was bad. Like, he would sit in front of you and you could not see the back, like the back half of his body from out behind his legs and everything. Like, you couldn't see it. It didn't stick out at all. He was just so skinny that his head was his widest point. And he's a Siamese with a really narrow head. Now he's actually like bulky enough that like he's a good weight now. He's at his perfect weight. And his fur is a completely different texture. Like, it's shiny now, and he's not disgusting feeling. Like, I mean, because he used to smell all the time because he would take a bath and his teeth were rotting out of his mouth because she never took care of him. Never took him. He had not been to the vet from the time he was neutered till 2 years ago. He's 10 years old. So he had pretty much never been to the vet. No vaccinations, nothing.
And the only reason we haven't taken him is we can't afford to take him to the
vet. Well, I'm not worried about him possibly missing a year. Like, possibly missing a vaccine like that, not horrible.
Out of all of the animals that you have in your house, other than birds, cats are one of those. It's okay-ish.
If they're an outdoor cat at all, yes.
No, yeah,
you have to vaccinate. You have to keep up with boosters. But because he only goes outside, if I take him outside, he might sneak out right outside the door, but he doesn't take off. And if he's vaccinated, I do take him out more, but he was due for boosters in May. He really does need to get them, but because it's winter, he's not going to be going outside. We can wait till we have a little bit more money come spring and do it again. I'm not wholly worried because he is not in contact with any other animals. The thing he comes in contact with is crickets, and I'm not really worried about crickets. You know, thankfully most of them are dying before they get to him now because Andrew's sprayed. But like, if he were an indoor-outdoor, yes, we would make the money to go vaccinate him. But because he is 99.9% indoor, it's not as important. Like, my mom didn't get my cats fully vaccinated as kids until she started breeding dogs. And they were outside a lot, and she had 10 of them. That's when she started, yes, we have to vaccinate the cat. And we actually didn't have a cat for quite a few years once she had the dogs. We got rid of our cat because he was destroying furniture. Sadly, not the route I would normally take for that, but I didn't really have a choice. Should try Wisconsin, less snow than Chicago and Milwaukee. No, nope. We are in Kansas. We get very little snow comparatively. I will not move further north than Kansas.
Unless it's Tennessee, because they actually get less snow.
Because they actually get less snow. And they're not exactly north. They're kind of sideways. Tennessee does get less snow by far. But we aren't going to go north unless it's like really warranted for a job. Andrew doesn't like the snow either as much. You know, he ends up having to work it a lot. He's just not an outdoor person in the first place. So
Andrew is. He loves the outdoors. However, he doesn't like the gloom of winter.
Yeah, seasonal depression is a thing. Seasonal depression is a very big thing. And honestly, my whole family struggled with it too. When we were living in New York, God, it was awful. The seasonal depression was just horrible. When we moved to the country, it wasn't as bad because We lived in a house that got sunlight all day long. But when we were living with my grandmother, we lived in her basement where there was like no windows basically, and it was horrible. But yeah, we don't want to live any farther north than we are right now, and we're dead center of the country basically. We would be moving south or to warmer weather of some sort. We won't be moving anywhere north. Like he would love to live in Montana again. Love it because it's gorgeous. But number one, I am completely allergic to the snow and the cold. So I would be housebound for 3 to 5 months out of every year. And that's really bad for my mood. Really, really bad. And I'm talking, it gets to 40 below up there. And they get feet upon feet of snow. Not a thing that we can really manage. So for the beauty of it during the summer, yes, it's gorgeous. But for mood, Andrew struggles with depression as it is. Putting him somewhere where there's gloom and snow and everything all for a long time, not a good option. Not good. I'm doing a lot better than I was last Sunday. Let's say that, Dynasty. I am doing a lot better than last Sunday. Last Sunday I was pretty much very nauseous, in a lot of pain. Kai. It's usually Kai. I don't go by Binky as much now. Like I don't yell at people for calling me that ever, and because that's my nickname, that's a very gender neutral nickname. But my little name is Kai, and Andrew is in full blown daddy mode, so I don't know what today is going to be like. He's gonna be sorry if he decides no potty. He's gonna be sorry. Actually, he probably won't be because I'm not really pooping unless I eat.
I heard a crash, and there was a cat.
He wants to play.
To find out.
No, he was just running.
No, I heard a crash.
In my sewing room. He was on the table. And it scratches.
It wasn't a scratch. It was a crash.
Yeah. I don't really care that much right now. He wants to play. I need to get down on the floor and play with him. Hey, Snitch! Come here, buddy. We'll play while we talk. Kai can the Binky still. Yes. I don't really care which one you call me so long as that's not Chloe. You want to play? Yeah, you need to play? Great. Come here. Mama will play. I'm going to put some fresh fabric down. I need to vacuum his doohickey, actually.
I'm not going to lie. If I was a transgender individual, I'd probably end up dating Ender.
Ender?
That would probably be my trans name. Because that's, if I was a male, that's what my mother was going to name me.
Yeah. He immediately, as soon as I sat down, Snitch came over here. He's like, yep, let's play. You want some catnip first? Here.
Like, that is so very telling of who my mother is. That she wanted to name her third child, if they were a boy, Endar.
No C word, I promise. Well, it's just that I'm not Chloe anymore, you know? And really, oh, he wants that catnip so bad. Hang on, I'll open it back up, but it's on your bed, goofball.
At this point
There you go.
in time, it's basically like a...
Yeah, it's just not. I chose it because I was following with, yeah, I'm a little, okay, yeah, I like Chloe as a name, and I'm not, you know, obviously I'm a girl, so I'm a girl, right?
No, not how this works.
Not how it works. Not in my world. I mean, I'm very kind of masculine as it is, so.
But here's the thing, you are not androgynous.
No, I'm masculine. I'm very masculine. I'm masculine. I'm basically trans without actually calling myself trans. You know, like, I'm not gonna legally change my name and stuff. I'm not gonna go the whole route of I'm identifying as male, but I am fairly masculine. Okay, I gotta move back so I have more room. When little, you get forced to have your bink. Sometimes.
Depends on how bratty he is.
It depends on how I'm being. Like, if I'm really fussy, yeah. If I'm being a brat, yeah. But typically I have a choice most of the time. It's rare that I get binked without being allowed to take it out, but it does happen sometimes. The eyes of this cat right now. Like you can almost not see the blue. They're so dilated. You're just like laying there. Come on, play. I don't know if you guys can see this at all, but you forgot the little tag video? Oh, forgot it in the little tag video, yeah. Well, I didn't have it down there at the time. I didn't have my biggie downstairs at that time, and Kai just kind of like took over and decided he was recording the video. What's your favorite and least favorite timeouts? I don't really get timeout. Are you holding him or is he stuck? It's stuck. Oh, there we go. I don't get timeout very often.
Andrew's a fan of spankings.
Yes, but he has to be very careful with spanking me. Spankings for little me can go very quickly from okay to not okay. About 5 whacks is about the max that Kai can handle before PTSD kicks in. He keeps biting his tongue. This cat is weird. The faster this toy goes, the better. He likes it really fast. Oh, did I just whack you? I'm sorry. The only toy that this cat will truly play with is this thing. I gotta have the bink in the little video, yeah. I don't know. We'll see how I do it if I do more videos. I haven't had a ton of response to that video, actually. Right now I've been getting a lot of comments on my old videos. Cats like speed. Yeah, most of the time that cats like it when it's like a slow thing that they can kind of track and pounce on. He likes it to be super fast. Oops, it's stuck. He's not your typical cat when it comes to playing. Like, he plays very differently than a lot of cats do. He's playing, but he's not as animated as usual right now. Probably because the catnip is making him a little bit loopy. Little live Sunday, I don't know. It depends. It depends on if I get comfortable enough with that. That's the first little video I've ever actually done, like actual little video. And the problem is when I'm little, I'm typically nonverbal. Who, Snitch? He's typically very vocal. I don't know if you're talking about me or Kai. Kai is not typically vocal. We'll say that much. Your little voice is adorable. That's not even, like, that's the thing, like, that didn't even really depict my little side all that well, because that's not my typical voice in little. Like, that was doing it for the video type of thing. Like, Kai was there, but, you know, obviously if I'm going to do a video, I have to speak. And Kai is not that vocal. Like, usually Kai has a few words and does a lot of
Well, Brittany, that is what you're used to with Chloe.
Yeah, but Kai's not very vocal. Like when I've really gone into little mode, I'm not that vocal. Recording a video is completely different though, because you kind of do have to talk, for the most part. Oh, I whacked him in the face. He's out. Mitch! He's in the kitchen. I don't know if he's coming back. Mitch! Are you running around the kitchen? Hey! What are you doing? Come on. Hang on. Now I gotta go check what he's doing. Give me a sec. Don't have to speak in little voice. Just to, yeah. You know he's dented this one already too, Hannah? Look at that. Yeah. What? My pants are falling off. What are you doing, Kat? What are you doing? Come here. You all done? Meow. Okay, I'm done then. We're not going outside. You want me to fix your food for you? Yes. You don't want that? Oh, you want me to pick you up? Are you all done? Do you want more play? No? You're all done? Okay. He's like, come play. He wants me to bring him outside or give him fresh food or something. I don't know. Attitude. But yeah. We'll see if more little videos happen. They may not. I don't know. So I did a new flavor of my vape. And I'm liking it a lot. I haven't done a different flavor in probably a year. But I found one I like. Hello, Bladder. So I had a comment. Somebody contacted me on my Etsy shop. And they did laugh a little bit because they're like, oh, I watch your channel all the time. And I'm always shocked that you can stream for so long without going to the bathroom. I can't do that. I have overactive bladder. I'm like, I don't stream for a long time and not go to the bathroom. I just have a diaper on and I don't feel my bladder and it just goes. Like the amount of times that I pee during a stream is a lot. Like my bladder, depending on the day, will pee 3 or 4 times in a stream, It depends on the day, but like right now I'm a little more on the dehydrated side of things. Not really truly dehydrated anymore, but I was, so my bladder's still kind of kicking in. Live from the crib. Maybe. Once I have my room like decorated and set up, I'll do something like that. But right now it's literally just like a crib and nothing else but a plushie pile. Yes, and there is a plan for me to like show my plushies and stuff like that as in little space a little bit. But it kind of depends on. Yes, I'm drinking stuff. I've been doing a lot of Gatorade because my stomach wasn't handling the water as well. It still isn't actually. That's why I went into reflux so bad last night because I drank water. I have to have the salt content and whatnot from other stuff to be able to really drink right now. I'm slowly getting better. Like still having to drink a lot of things that are like super hydrating, but I don't have to drink as much of it. So we're slowly getting back up there. Very slowly. Eating is still a hard time. I ate Burger King last night. That was a very bad idea. Very, very bad idea. I dropped the cord. it caused a lot of pain, a lot of nausea, and a lot of reflux. When I wake myself up because I reflux, I know it's really bad. Like I actually woke up like coughing like crazy and my throat was all irritated because reflux was so bad. I actually came down and took 4 double dose Tums. I have like the super high strength ones and I took 4 of them. So, and that actually I took 3 of them and I took 1 this morning when I woke up again. But yeah. Oh, my nose is all itchy now because I was on the floor. Oh, you know what? I forgot I had to take a break. Yeah, I'm doing okay with the asthma and stuff. I haven't had to do a breathing treatment in forever. Plus, I'm not at Joann's as much right now. So, and we've seemed to nip it in the bud with Joann's. If I take Benadryl like a half an hour before I go, then it's not too bad. Like I can actually be in there for a good 15 minutes and be fine. I mean, typically we're not in Joann's that long because I know exactly what I'm going to get. But yeah. Kitty, Snatch, what are you doing? Oh, I hate doing my nebulizer. Hate it with a passion. It makes me super duper shaky for hours, and my heart rate will be fast. And I mean, albuterol is a bit of a stimulant. So, no, we do not have Halloween plans. We typically don't do anything for Halloween except for hand out candy if we have kids. Nothing planned. I mean, I have like my toothless outfit that I'm gonna wear on Halloween, but we really don't have plans. There's not a ton here that's like, I mean, even trick-or-treating is kind of minimal a lot of times because so many of them do trunk-or-treating now. They do it earlier in the day. So we don't get that many kids. So I mean, last year was the only time we've ever had trick-or-treaters. Because we typically have lived in an apartment, and apartments don't really get trick-or-treaters much because they go to the neighborhoods or they go to the trunk-or-treating events or something like that. So we don't typically get trick-or-treaters around. And last year we had a few. I think we had a decent enough amount because we lived in a neighborhood with kids. So we had some, but nope. I have only ever dressed up for Halloween twice. The first year was a very quickly thrown together costume. We made it in about 2 hours. And it was a Pocahontas type of thing because I literally had like 2 hours. My sister's like, "Hey, we have a Halloween party here. You want to come with me?" And I'm like, and my mom's like, "Well, let's go to Joann's real quick and just throw together a costume." So we literally made a suede poncho with some fringe, got a like Indian ribbon and tied it around my head, and that was it. The only other time I dressed up for Halloween was when I was working where she works now. One year they did a Halloween thing where you could wear a costume. I got a Pikachu onesie thing. Pikachu like not footed, but out of the jumper, or not the jumper. That's the British form. I had a what? Yeah, I had one of the sleepers. It was like footed pajamas with no feet of Pikachu. And I don't even have that anymore because it was the most uncomfortable thing I've ever worn. Because Halloween costumes are not really comfortable. It was made with like this scratchy, icky fabric. The zipper wouldn't stay zipped for the life of me. I literally had to put a pin underneath the zipper to keep the zipper from unzipping. But this year I've got like my pants that I made, my toothless pants, and my shirt that goes with it, and then my hoodie. So I'll wear that on Halloween. But you don't know what to do with yourself today. Come here, kitty. Does Kai have a favorite compliment? Not really, I guess. I mean, Daddy tells me I'm a good little boy. Like I have favorite things, like nicknames that Daddy calls me, like Little Man. Um, he always calls me Little Man all the time. Like that's his number one thing he calls me. It's this Little Man, or Little Squirt, or Little Guy. But I'm not sure the Squirt. Does he call you Squirt? No. Hmm?
Not usually, no.
He calls me Little Squirt all the time. Snitch, what are you doing? I heard jumping. This cat is very restless today, apparently. Like, if there was a day that he needed to go outside, today is that day. He's very awake. I'm surprised he's this awake, actually, right now. He's not typically awake. Like, this time of day, he's usually comes downstairs with me and just falls asleep. So typically, he's not awake at all at this time. Although I think he's more awake when these two are home as well, because there's a lot more stimulation for the most part. Like he's more awake when they're home. But he's just antsy because it's kind of warmer-ish. Actually, what is the temperature? Hey Siri, what is the temperature outside?
It's currently 62 degrees.
I don't know. Yep, now he's down here. He's just going everywhere. Guessing when little you have your binky, play with your toys color, and one can see how little you are in your eyes. Actually, right now I don't do a ton of playing because most of my toys are noisy and I don't have them unpacked. We're going to be working on in the near future getting some quieter toys, like me making them and stuff, so that I have like a set of blocks that are quiet and won't bust things if I throw them. Like I like my trains. My train set is right now probably my favorite thing. My dump truck is really fun too, but it makes noise too. We also haven't really done, since I've become Kai, we haven't done a ton of shopping. And before, when we shopped, I really didn't know what I liked because I was kind of in this weird, like, almost, it was kind of like following the gender stereotype in a way, which is weird for us, but it was, yeah, it's weird for me, I guess. But like, I didn't know what I liked for toys. Like, didn't really know. Now I know I love playing with like trains and cars and things like that. I like blocks a lot. The wooden ones typically get chewed on all the time though. But like I have a tiny little train set and I love it. I want more because trains are fun. But I don't typically do a ton of playing in little space right now because it's just not been a thing. Like typically when we're little, we're watching TV and stuff together. So it's just like chilling out and hanging out. I don't typically color in little headspace. I really don't. I would eat the crayons. That's the problem when I'm really regressed. I put everything in my mouth anyway, but all toys become something to chew on. How little do you become age and skill wise? About a year and a half. Between 12 months and 2 years old. And sometimes younger. It really just depends on the mood of the day. Like if I'm in a really bad mood and Andrew's daddy and stuff, typically I go younger and I get really fussy and really grumpy. And like don't want to be touched type thing. Like I just get really grumpy. So we typically don't do little mode when I'm like that, or we try not to. But, hi Robert. But typically if I'm regressed, I'm between 12 and 18 months. Yeah. And yeah, a lot of my skills at that point are the typical 12 to 18 months. Yes, mostly adorable. You just tripped, Smith. That was funny. You're getting a cat. Oh. I'm getting a cat. Hi. You look so tired. Yeah. Come here. Come on. Yeah. You ready for some sleeps? You're not going inside my shirt right now, but I will hold you. I'm doing better than I was, Robert. This week has been rough. The last, I would say 2-3 days have been seeing improvement. Yes, me too. We're still, it's still not perfect yet. I'm still dealing with almost constant nausea, but not as bad. I tried eating last night. That didn't go real well. It stayed down, but it didn't go real well. Now I have a Call of Kitty. I have to get a new bank before too long because mine is actually breaking. But it's $60. Hey, it's a Zach. Hello. But yeah, mine is actually breaking. Like the handle is ready to kind of pop off of one side. So there's a line of cracking all along one of the edges. So it's definitely almost time to replace it. I'm doing okay, Zach. Doing okay. It's been a rough week, but I'm doing okay. Well, now the purrs are starting. Hello, baby. You're my boy. Mm. Me too. It was pretty touch and go. Like we were still debating as of Friday whether or not we were going to end up in the hospital this weekend, but I am definitely turning the corner. I still feel like that part of my, like, it feels like my stomach is never emptying, but I know it is working based on other things. It's just very slow. And that's kind of a chronic issue for me. Like they've done CAT scans and seen evidence of like chronic ileus, which is a paralyzation of the small intestine. And they see chronic signs of it. So that's kind of what they think was going on. Like I wasn't to the point where it's like, okay, we're going to admit you, drop an NG tube, go NPO and all that. But it was definitely fairly paralyzed. And I can still feel like, typically I feel a lot of intestinal movement. But it's been, especially in that area, like zero movement and just pain. But it's getting better. I haven't had pain meds for about half a week now. I think Wednesday was my last dose. Wednesday or Thursday. So we're managing it at home, which typically we do. But this one was just like a lot more intense than it usually is as far as the pain level goes. Like typically I don't go to the ER for the pain itself. I go because it's like, okay, I'm throwing up. I'm not going to the bathroom. Everything's done, like not moving. And that's typically why I go. But with this one, the pain level was huge because of where it was. Now you're going to settle down. Now that you've played. That's a good boy. Your nose is cold. Yes, I know. But the love of my kitty is ridiculous. You can go to your bed now. If you want to go to your bed, you can go to your bed. But off the wall question, whose mysterious toes are those? That is Zelly. That is our other partner. We have me, Andrew, and Zelly. Or Hannah. She gets called both. Zelly is her nickname. Hannah's her real name. She gets called both. It just very much so depends on the mood. Little her is Zelly for sure. If we want to get her attention really well, it's Hannah. But yeah, that's her. Andrew is at work currently, and we're just chilling out at home. Like I feel like I want to do something, but at the same point, no, we don't have money. So, but yeah, pay no attention to the mysterious toes on the left. So long as they don't stink, I don't care if they're there. Typically, I screech because their feet typically stink a lot. We had this conversation last night. But yeah, nope. She's hanging out. And the kitty getting loves. Hello, Bubba.
Oh, I know that hurts so bad.
Well, lay on your bed.
Oh,
But it's better for your back. My foot is falling asleep because of the position I'm in. But yeah, we're just kind of we're chilling today. Tomorrow I'm gonna at least sew something. If it's that diaper cover, maybe. Otherwise, I really need to get this other replacement order out. I've got it all cut out. I've got the zipper now. I just have not been able to sew this week, so. So my cat loves his ears being pet like this. He loves it. Yes, and he loves his back being scratched, like right along the spine. Yep, there he is. He's like, oh, I like that. Yes, you do. You can go to your bed. There you go. You want me to move the blanket? Is that something that's bugging you? Sometimes you don't like that blanket. There you go. No, you just don't want to be in bed. Don't step on the computer. He's very unsure what he wants to do today. He's just like restless. I think he really wants to just eat, but he's refusing to eat at the moment. So he's had food in there all morning. I don't know if you fed him or Andrew fed him, but somebody fed him this morning and he's just not eating it. But he did get fed like late in the night. I did feed him again because he don't you dare throw up. He's just staring. He does a thing with his mouth when he's gonna puke. But, oh man. I don't know. I'm bored, but I don't know what I want to do. I'm trying to think of what I want to do. I'll probably close up stream before too long. It's been almost 2 hours. Dang. Doesn't seem like it's been that long to me. Whew. I've only been up for almost 3 hours. I think I woke up at noon when my alarm went off. But kind of want to watch Star Trek. I'm watching through. You're taking a break from installing cameras on home. Ah. We need to install one at our front door, apparently. Because I don't want people stealing my packages. We have a camera for my room. We just never use it because, number one, we don't really need to right now. But it's not the type of, it's technically a baby monitor, but you have to pull it up on your phone to see it, and that's kind of inconvenient. You know, plus I don't spend a ton of time up in my room right now. But yeah, I want to decorate my room really soon though. And I'm going to do most of the artwork myself, I think. I have the theme picked out, and I have a picture of the different things from the theme. It's a theme that is from Hobby Lobby, actually. And it's adorable. It's absolutely adorable. And a lot of it's like a lot of wood things and like a little bit of a rustic look, and it's dinosaurs because I love dinosaurs. And I really kind of want to start doing some artwork for my room and stuff to go up in there and just slowly decorate it. I kind of would like to paint my crib at some point, but that's a lot of work. Painting my crib would be a lot of work. Because basically, I think I'd have to pull it down, paint it, and put it back up, and that's just yay for decorating. Apparently, the way how my house was built was dumb, and I'm super struggling getting around the obstacles in the attic. Ah, that sucks. If your house is really old, yeah, I could understand that. A lot of like the older houses are like our attic that we used to have in our house was literally like thrown together, not planned on being used ever. So there was like areas in the floor that were either never put in or had rotted and broken through. And like if you stepped in those spots, you'd literally go through the ceiling of the next room. All right, Dynasty, see you later. Um, it was a very scary attic. It didn't have any type of finishing whatsoever. It was just it was a horrible attic, just like the basement. I mean, our house was built at the time. The house we were living in was literally built during the Civil War. And it like our basement was dirt floor, and the walls were literally made of rock that had been dug out of the Erie Canal. Because we lived a half a mile from the Erie Canal, and all of our house was just built on a slate stone wall with not much mortar in it, mind you. Like there's not much holding those rocks together. It was quite the interesting basement. Very yucky, very yucky, full of spiders and animals and just blah. We literally like I only ever remember going down in that attic about once or twice. We always made my dad do it because it was so disgusting, and it was yucky. Or the basement, not the attic. I don't know if I just said attic or basement, but it was like the attic and the basement of the house were just very ick. Very ick. Like the house I grew up in as a kid was the attic was similarly unfinished, but it had walls enough that it wasn't disgusting. Like it had rafters and everything in there, and not a finished ceiling at all. But we actually played in the attic all the time. It was still a pretty gross attic, but we were able to like store clothing and stuff in it with no problem. But we used to play in it all the time because it was a really cool attic. Like the shape of it was really cool, and we absolutely loved our attic. And our basement in our house growing up was fully finished. Well, not fully finished, but partially finished. And it had like a concrete floor that in the wintertime we would rollerblade and ride our bikes in the basement. It was a cool house as kids. Hey V, health is back to where it was. Knee is bad and need my pull-ups now. Aw. Well, at least you had a good time of being dry. I don't know what it's like to be dry anymore. That's kind of it's sometimes I get really frustrated with it, mostly in the summertime. A whole month. That's nice. That's nice. That would be like I think that's where I desire to be able to control it most is for the purpose of we wouldn't have to buy padding every single month. You know, like if I had the choice to wear, we'd still buy it fairly often, but not nearly as much as we do now. Like we spend roughly $200, I would say, or close to $200 on padding every month just for me, depending on if we do a full 80 diapers or not. I'm kind of regretting my padding choice this month purely because I don't fit in the large as well as I did last time I tried these, which is kind of a bummer. But it's been kind of nicer to have a little bit of a thinner, lower profile diaper. $200 butt, yes. Well, we definitely spend at least $200 a month on incontinence stuff in general, like wipes, creams, powder. Well, I don't use powder much, but wipes and creams and gloves and diapers and bags. Like, yes, we spend easily $200 a month. Because wipes, we probably spend, I think we only buy them like once a month maybe, but they're $14 a case. So that's almost 200 right there. No, that is 200 because we spend like 180. No, we spend 160 on diapers usually. But I need to get some samples, and I probably should do that with some of the money I've made, is get some samples so I can figure out, like, because I want to be able to kind of alternate between cheaper and not cheaper. Like, I want some printed diapers because it just gets so boring wearing a plain white diaper nonstop. And North Shore is coming out with blue Mega Maxes, which if they do that, then I won't be as wanting to buy the other ones. But I really want to try the Rear's dinosaur diapers, and I would like to try like the Barnyards or something because I want to see how much better it is with the hook and loop closure than the tape, the adhesive one. So that's kind of why I want to get the samples. I'm not sure if the dinos have plastic or hook and loop. I actually need to look that up. Let's see. CT diapers. .com. Come. There you go. No, go. There we go. Do the dinos have plastic or hook and loop? I can never remember. Looks like plastic. Yep, they're plastic ones. Okay. But the dinos are cute. They're so cute. They're very much like the Crinkles prints are, but they're cuter because they're dinos. And I'm really wanting to try them, like so bad. I just have to do this. They only have them in larges right now, and I know I don't fit the large. So I'm waiting for the XLs to come in for those. But I want to try the Barnyard and the little squirts or the little squirt splash. The little squirt splash are a lower absorbency diaper. I don't even see. Yeah, there they are. So they hold a little bit more than the little monsters do. I think they're 350. They do come in an XL, which I really just need to actually kind of pull the trigger and buy a sample. But I haven't yet. Rear's Dinosaur Elite Diaper is what it's called. But Little Monsters were really cute, and I did enjoy them. They just weren't. They weren't all that worth it, I guess. I mean, they're still more worth it, I'd say, than the North Shore Lights because they hold about the same amount, but they have a landing zone. The biggest downfall to the North Shore Light is that they don't have a landing zone, so their tapes are not that great. But I do need to do some sample buying from Rear's at some point just to try them. Like I want to try the Barnyards. Like I don't think the Barnyards are all that cute, and it's definitely not a diaper I would typically go with based on the print, but I want to give it a try because it is a hook and loop tape, and I really want to try it. Plus, I can't fit in the peekaboos or anything like that, so I'm interested to try them. Oh, excuse me. And I'm bummed that Tigerbull still isn't back with any XLs because they're coming out with a bunch of prints, or they are out with. I haven't seen anyone with them yet, so. But I really like the landing zone aspect of diapers. I don't like ones that don't have it for that. Oh, they do have the camo diapers out now. Of course, only in larges, which is annoying. They have the pony ones out now, too. The unicorn diaper. I just think it's really a poor choice that they are not bringing back the XL because there's actually quite a bit of people that would buy the XL. Like they would get total endorsement from me if they were selling their XLs again because they're fantastic diapers. And I can't try their dinosaur diaper either. But Angela would love the unicorn one. Yeah, the camel one is really cool looking too. Like here's it's a 6,000 capacity, which is but this is the camo diaper. Like I want that diaper so bad. And it has fade when wet, like airplanes and stuff. But of course, No, they can't bring back the XLs. Hopefully, if they're done making products for a little while, they will focus on the XL. Wait, actually, did they bring? Let me look at clothing because I want to say they might have brought in new clothing too. But maybe not. No, I don't know. They haven't done any new clothing since the dinosaur ones, which I still want to try. Oh, did you? That's cool. That's got to be nice. My tummy's being weird right now. I should probably take some Dramamine. Probably nice hanging out with people who completely 100% understand it. I was clicking things. My images. I know it's kind of nice to hang out with. Like, I always enjoyed having people around that kind of understood the whole FAP thing and whatnot. Okay, why would you? Oh, that's painted. Okay, I was gonna say that better not be a tattoo. Pottery Barn released a Harry Potter holiday collection. Mm-hmm. So deck the halls with magic. Yeah, that's gotta be nice, V. You know, as time goes on, like the mental illnesses, you know, like DID and stuff are becoming more apparent. Unfortunately, the media portrays it in a bad way and a crazy way. But, you know, as more and more people are open and talking about it, it becomes more understood. I mean, DID is utterly fascinating to me. Like, it's very interesting how it works, and, you know, it's just so interesting. I'm looking at something. Hang on, I'm so not sure what they're doing here, and now I'm curious. Marshmallow and egg in a milk carton. Interesting. That is weird. Okay. Has been really interesting. Yeah, it does. It's just like really cool. It just is. It's just like it's more interesting than a lot of the other mental health stuff because like it's just so cool how it works and how the brain works. It's just utterly fascinating that the brain can do that. That's always been one of the things that interested me a lot was like if I were able to do anything like that, like being a psychologist that worked with the idea would be really interesting. Because that was the thing. Like when I took psychology, I only took one class in it, and I was so interested. Like it was my favorite class. Like I don't think, like now having the issues I have, obviously I couldn't necessarily do anything like that. But like if I were to have become some sort of doctor or something like that, it would have totally been in psychology. Because that stuff is just like even just the simple stuff like you know depression not so much isn't interesting, you know, it's a fairly common thing, it happens, you know. That might not be a bad plan. My kitty has disappeared again. Oh no, he's still over there. That would be like, I mean, I'm kind of surprised that they haven't diagnosed you yet at this point, but I don't know all exactly what goes into diagnosing it officially. But yeah, getting the diagnosis would probably be helpful. I need to stop watching yummy things on Facebook. It's telling you that it's strong thoughts. How can he deny it at this point? Like, you have some pretty set alters. How can he deny that you have DID or some form of DID? Either way. Like, there's certain, mental health diagnoses that are just like blatantly obvious. But yeah, I think it would maybe. From what I've heard from other people with DID, it's like it seems like sometimes it's a controversial thing between the psychologists. I don't know, which seems kind of funny to me. It's like a lot more It's not popular. It's a lot more common than they think, and they still deny it so often. Like, there's a difference between blacking out and switching to another alter. I'm kind of baffled that some psychologists don't believe in it. Like, is it? I don't know. Probably the older ones mostly too. Okay. I think I'm gonna go ahead and close up here. I'm getting a little bit tired and I'm getting a little bit nauseous, so I may go ahead and close up stream and just chill. You don't look like you're comfy. That would wrench my neck so bad.
I'm very comfortable like this actually.
Snatch, stop playing in the blind, please. Good boy. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go chill for a little bit. I might turn on something, I don't know. Or at least watch YouTube. I haven't watched any YouTube videos that I typically watch yet. So I will see you guys. Come here. Why is it that every time, like when I get up, it's like 3-4 hours later, my body is like demanding a nap. I don't know. Anyway, I will probably see you all tomorrow. I'm definitely going to try to sew tomorrow. I don't know how far I'll get with it, but I'm going to try. So I will be around tomorrow, probably at like 1 or 2-ish. I don't know. We'll see. Caught your yawn. Right? I caught my own yawn. Anyway, I will see you all later. Have an awesome afternoon. And thanks for hanging out. Bye-bye.